Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. This is a Super Dave special review. Super Dave here with another exciting special review. This time it is a review of a custom. Some of you that are Motu fans, especially if you're familiar with my channel and anything on Instagram, a lot of people have noticed and have also posted pictures of their custom heads by HordakMX Jose from Mexico. Him and a couple other guys. I know Jose does it, but HordakMX. And if you've ever been to San Diego Comic-Con, I haven't, and I may have gone to New York. He may have gone to New York, but he's done tables too to sell his product. But he sculpts these heads by hand. If he uses a 3D printer, I don't know, but I know he paints them, or he has them painted. I don't know, but it looks like on his Instagram videos that he has a team. And I should do a little bit more investigating on that. But here's the thing. He makes some awesome heads. Not just of He-Man. He makes a lot of good heads in the Motu universe. And even other things. But mostly Masters of the Universe. I've got a Tila head that he did, Filmation style. I've got a She-Ra head that he did that is like more of a Masterverse style. I've got several He-Man heads. And you know, on and on and on. I just recently got a Beastman head and a Two-Bad set, a set of Two-Bad that go on the Masterverse New Eternia Two-Bad. But I saw these awesome new He-Man heads that he had sculpted that are inspired by the Mondo He-Man. A lot of people like the Mondo He-Man head, myself included. I think that's a great head. Almost, you know, it's hard to get He-Man's head right unless it looks like the Filmation. Super 7 and Mattel did an excellent job with their Club Grayskull style He-Man. I thought that nailed it. But is it, you know, anything else? You know, some people like 2000X. Some people like the new Netflix. Some people like, you know, the CGI, whatever type He-Man. Well, I like this Mondo He-Man in toy form, but it's 1/6 scale. It's a 12-inch tall figure, and you can go see my review on that if you're interested in checking him out. But HordakMX, you know, there was two heads, one where it's just kind of stoic and one where he's gritting teeth, you know, in action. He did both in the style of Mondo, but in the 1/12 scale. So without further ado, let's go over here to Eternia and check these out and see if you like them as much as I do. And here we are on Eternia, getting ready to take a look at some He-Man heads. We're familiar with the 40th anniversary He-Man head. We're familiar with the unhelmeted Viking, New Eternia Viking He-Man head. And we're even familiar with this new He-Man head that Mattel seems to really like for Thunder Punch and our Flying Fist He-Man. And then, of course, the Revolution He-Man head. And that actually is a Revolution He-Man head with a Classics hair piece attached to it. I think it looks better that way. If you've got multiple He-Man, classic He-Man, especially if you took off that original head that kind of looked weird, you could peel off the hair. But anyway, that's the hair piece for the very original Classics He-Man head, and that is the Revolution He-Man head face. Now, I didn't even put the Revelation He-Man head up here because it's so horrible. I think it's my opinion. But and then here is the Mondo He-Man head. As you see, this is a 1/12 scale. Orko's like, wow, he's tall. But here's some. Okay, but this is the excellent, amazing, wonderful 1/6 scale Mondo He-Man. It is just awesome. And that is the He-Man head, which I thought looked fabulous. You know, there it is. Thought it looked good. So, it is not exact, but HordakMX has been inspired by that and calls this his Mondo inspired He-Man head, and boy, I think it looks excellent. Just take a look at this. I mean, The paint is dead on skin tone. It's dead on. Looks very realistic. The skin tone does. The hair looks dynamic. I even like the hair better here than I do on the Mondo. Let's just go ahead and put them side by side here. But yeah, you can definitely see the face is inspired by that. But he did a little different hairstyle, and it's a little bit different color. But I think it goes along well with, I guess, you know, our Masterverse type feel of figures. And so you tell me what you like the best. I mean, you know, these are okay, but they're not my favorite. I like this head a lot, and some of you've heard me say that before, but it just doesn't look like He-Man to me. And then this looks a lot like the vintage He-Man head that we're used to, but just something's missing. I don't know. There's just something a little, I don't know, like an ape look to his, you know, his lips and his, I don't know, just something's not right on this one, in my opinion. It's not bad. It looks kind of a toyish looking, but many of you know that I am just a, you know, huge fan of the original vintage Classics vintage head, because it looks so much like the original He-Man toy that we had in the 80s. So I'm, you know, torn, but this head, I believe, is my new favorite. Now, there's something else that I want you to see, so I'm getting ready to take it away from these, give you one more look. That's the more stoic, closed mouth look there. But now let's take a look at the other version that Mondo did with the gritting teeth, the action head sculpt and profile, and see if you like our HordakMX inspired version of that. So I'll be right back. Alright, here is our Mondo clenched teeth, serious, ready to go after Skeletor face. You can see the teeth outlined in there, and his furrowed brow and his eyebrow changes. Same hair, and that is looking awesome. He's drawn his sword, and that's the, I believe, Revelation sword, yeah, Netflix style sword. And he is ready. He is ready to go after Skeletor. And now here is HordakMX version of that same head. You see this one over here, and then this one over here with the clenched teeth. And if we get as close as we can without getting it blurry, you can see those teeth there, just like in the Mondo one. And I believe, like I say, his hair is definitely different, so that makes it look different in and of itself. But you can see that the face, let me see if I can put him up there without knocking everybody off. Get him close enough to see. There we go. Believe you can tell there that they are inspired by each other, and that HordakMX has yet again done an excellent job giving us an alternate He-Man head, matching the skin tones, and it's just excellent. So let's go ahead and put some of these up here just a little closer and just do another review. Okay, that's my favorite, Classics vintage. Then there's the newer He-Man, that head sculpt that Mattel's been using. This is the Revolution one that we got with the battle armor slash regular armor Revolution He-Man. But I did put a Classics, like the original Classics head hair on there. And then here is 40th anniversary He-Man head. And you can tell they were going for this. I mean, you can tell they were going for this, but they missed. There is the new Eternia Viking. And then, as we were saying, here is the clenched teeth attack mode style He-Man that Mondo has designed. And then HordakMX. Wow. the very talented HordakMX. By the way, that Man-at-Arms head back there is an unhelmeted HordakMX head sculpt. It's my favorite Man-at-Arms head sculpt. And you can also get that with helmeted or unhelmeted, and he'll even do a helmet so he can hold it. Of course, now the new Eternia, as you see, he's holding a helmet there in his arms. The new Eternia Man-at-Arms comes with a couple of helmets without heads in them, so yeah, that works. But there you go. I think it looks dynamite. I like it. I like it tremendously. I don't know if it'll be my absolute favorite go-to He-Man head, but it certainly might. It could. Yeah, again, I just really enjoy the vintage. I keep going back to that because that looks good on just about all the, especially the newer He-Man bodies like the Thunder Punch and Flying Fist, and even on this body here. Alright, now, next video that I'll be putting up is showing you my new HordakMX Battle Cat head. And we'll take a look at that in the next Super Dave special review. Still waiting to hear from our Beastman and the vintage Skeletor. Should be on their way, and we'll be reviewing them when we get them in. Alright, thank you so much for joining us again for this Super Dave special review, and be blessed. We'll talk with you again soon.